Hello everyone and welcome to Nubo Creative Tutorials. Today we have a new motion graphics tutorial in our series and I will show you how to create a multi-line chart animation in Adobe After Effects without using any third-party plugins. So create your composition and let's get started. So after create your composition, I have here in my comp few layers, and those elements are created here in the After Effects. And for example, here I have these text analytics and few text layers and shape layers as well. As you see, it's just shape with path and stroke. So all the elements here are created here in Adobe After Effects, and it is a self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go through this, and I will leave for you the projects file in link in the description so you can start with me and so we can focus on animating this and focus on creating the chart. So Control A to select all these layers and let's move them 2 seconds, and then we want just these to focus in first to start animating. So here we want to start animating here this B line which is here, and you make sure the anchor point here is in the middle of the shape layer. If you don't know how to make that, just Control Alt and Home and it's going to center the anchor point for you. So S to reveal scale and link here X and Y, and we want to add a keyframe here and hold Control Shift and right arrow to move 20 frames, and then let's put there one. Actually there I'm going to add a keyframe here, and here it needs to be 0, so it start scaling this way, and F9 to ease these keyframes, and we're going to do the same thing for the other ones. So S for these, and we're going to add a keyframe here, and this time for Y we're going to put 0 right there and 20 frame there. We're going to make it 100. So we're going to have this animation here. Let's ease this F9, and basically we need to flip this. So let's unlike this one. So I think it's right. So minus 100. Basically, let's select it and minus 100. So it is right there. So here need to be 0. So we're going to have basically something like this, and we want to shift this a little bit, and let's preview this. And maybe we can add some nice ease in here. And now we're going to animate here the dash line. So we're going to create a new mask. And let's zoom in this just to make it bigger right here. Hold Control Shift, so we want to make it something like this. And on mask path, we're going to add a keyframe right there and just make it to start animating this way. So Control Alt to make it start from right there, move it a little bit. So basically we're going to make it animating like this, going to F9 ease these keyframes, and so we're going to have basically something like this. So it seemed a little bit fast, so maybe we're just going to adjust here the keyframe timing. So we'll make it a little bit slow. So just hit U to reveal your keyframes, and then just give them a few frames. Okay, and now we're going to animate this slider here. So P to reveal position, and we're going to separate dimensions here. We want just to animate here on the X. So right here, we want this to be, actually, when this completed here, just right there, we want this to start animating, so maybe from this side. So we're going to add a keyframe, and then we want it to get to somewhere there. Going to easy is this F9, and we're going to hit S to reveal here the scale, and unlock here the X and Y, and we want the X to be from 0 to basically this one. We want the anchor point to be in the side here, so let's move the anchor point right here, and then 0 to 100. So we're going to get something like this. So let's preview this. It looks cool, and what we want now is we want this to keep sliding here automatically. So hold Alt and on P. So hold Alt on position stopwatch. So we're going to add wiggle maybe 2 comma 300 and close parentheses, and so we're going to get this nice slide in there. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing for this arrow here. So P for position, and we're going to super dimensions here, and basically we want the animation of the arrow end here as the line's animation end here as well. So we're going to add a keyframe right there, and then we're going back and make it coming from this side, just like this. And we're going to easy is this and give it a nice ease in here. So let's preview this again. And maybe this slider need a little bit of adjustment. So I'm going just to shift these keyframes here. And let's preview this and see how it looks like again. Okay, so now we're going to add here for this one, we want to add expression here for the position. So we're going to property here, and we're going to add a loop out. Basically, it's going to keep looping here, and we're going to add echo effects. And so here we want this to be minus 0.4 maybe. We want 5 or maybe 4 for numbers of echoes here. It's minus 0.04. We have this maybe something like this. Let's preview and see how this looks like. So as you see, it looks pretty cool. Maybe it's fast. We can always go back here and hit U to make it a little bit slower. And so we can, and basically we want to trim this right here. Okay, it looks pretty cool, and we're going to add here some secondary animation here for opacity. For example, this one, hit T to reveal opacity, and we're going to randomize these values here So maybe start from 0, 1 frame. I'm going to put this to 50, 2 frames, 10, another frame, maybe 30. So we're going to copy these and paste them right here. Control V and maybe just start going to shift this. So let's preview this. So it looked pretty cool. And now we're going to add other elements. So maybe when it's right here, we want these numbers to start showing up. So right here, going to stagger these. And we're going to add the same here, the same opacity that we copy. So we just Control V to paste it. So here we have it, and we're going to stagger them. Basically, we're going to get something like this. And now we're going to animate here these text analytics here. So we want them to start actually animating maybe from here. So for these analytics here, up and end on animate, we're going to add here opacity and going to add position, and we're going to add a blur here. So let's put the opacity to 0, and we're going to range selector, and we're going to add a keyframe here on start, and maybe after like 20 frames, going to put this to 100, going to get something like this, and we're going to position here, and we want to offset this and add some blur effect here on the X. So basically we're going to get something like this. Maybe it's too fast a little bit. So we're going to copy this animator here, Control C, and then we're going to paste it for this one and hit U to reveal these keyframes, and we're going to offset these a little bit. So basically just start like this. Okay, so now basically we have all these set up. So now we're going to start on building on top of these our chart. So we're going to create a new shape layer. So select this pen tool, and then we're just going to start drawing here the line of our chart. You just have to make it look interesting, and we can always adjust it later if we need to. And we're going to give this maybe 4 on stroke, and let's make it white, and let's name these line 01, and then go to window and create nulls from paths, and then we're going to open here these contents and shape layer, and make sure you select the path here, and then click on points follow nulls. So it's going to create nulls for us, and as you see here, each null is connects with a vertex there for this shape layer here. And Control Y to create a new solid, and then let's name this circle and hit OK, and let's add to it circle effects. And here we have a radius, so we're going to give it 20, and then hit A to reveal the effects. And the idea here is basically to connect these circle with these null object. So P to reveal position for this. And on center here, we have the pick whip that we want to pick whip on the position of this null. And you will see that this circle is jammed for this one. So we're going to keep doing the same thing for all of these. So we're going to duplicate this, Control D and E to reveal this circle. And basically first we want to link the radius for the second one to the first one, just so we can control all of them from this one. So basically here, P for the second, and then we're going to link the position. So we're going to keep duplicating and doing the same thing here, just linking these positions with the center of the circles. So now after linking all the circles with the null objects, we're going to get something like this. And with this one, we can basically change the radius here. And so here we're going to add animations for these ones. So here we're just going to basically copy here these opacity animation, and on this one we're going to add a keyframe on this, and then just paste these keyframes here. Basically, we want this to, as you see, it start right there, and we're going to copy this and paste it in all the other ones. And then here, we want this to start right here. And now we need to add the animation to the line chart. So we need to go to shape layer of the line. So here we're going to add a trim path to this, and let's solo it. And here what we want is animating this. So we want to animate it this way. So we're going to add a keyframe here, and then 100. So we're going to have something like this. And now we're going to stagger all these circles. So we're going to solo these and the shape layer here, this line. And so we want these to start showing up one by one. So right here they show up, and it's all just one by one. Okay, so then we are going to get something like this. And we're going to add a secondary animation for this opacity here. So hit T for the first layer. And then we're going to add some random opacity keyframes right there. And then we're going to move it a little bit, and then we're going to add a loop out expression. So property and then loop out. So they are keeping looping the whole comp. Then copy these keyframes and select the other layers, and then Control V to paste them. And then going to move them a little bit right there. So let's preview and see how this looks like. So as you see in this preview, it looks pretty cool. And actually now we're going to add a second line to this. So let's unsolo all these. And what we're going to do now is duplicating all these layers, Control D. And let's change the color here. And so here now what we're going to do is we want to have a new line. So let's change the color as well. And for the new line, we need to have it in different position and have a different look for it. And so to do that, we need basically first to relink the new duplicates of circles with the new duplicates of null objects. So we're going to select all these new duplicates of null objects and hit P to reveal position, and then select this circle and hit AA to reveal the center, and I'm going to relink it with the position of these null objects, and we're going to keep doing this with the other ones like we did before. So this is just relinking the duplicates. And now when we link all these, we make sure on this one we go to the lines here, and then we start relink the second ones duplicate. So here, if you pay attention here, we have 112, so we go into 112 second duplicates and so on. And now we're going to create a new null object just so we can move all these. So now we're going to basically link these to the new null object here, and then we're going to move it maybe just right there, and then we're going back to unlink this so the dot's back to its position. And as you see now, we have the ability to reposition the new line, so we can keep on position the null object there to get a new look. So let's preview and see how this looks like. And now we can add some details here. So we're going to use these ones here. So for example, this one, we want it to be on top here, right here, and on these, for this number, we want to add random expression. Because random numbers right there, we can duplicate these, Control D, and just move it maybe right here, or maybe right here. And we basically need to add animation for this container as well. So we're going to use here transform here, and always going to use opacity. So from 0 to random values here. And we're going to copy these and paste it for this one as well. So this is our final preview here, and as you see, everything looks nice. And this was the tutorial of today. Hope it was very useful for you guys, and if you have any questions, you can just comment and I will be responsive as much as I can. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos and you find them helpful, and thank you for watching.